Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Welcome back to Muslim Basketball Podcast. I'm your host, Ibrahim Sharaf, and I have two very special guests, two winning guests this week. We got Dasar and Elton from Haifa. Congratulations, fellas.
Thank you, sir.
You guys did a great job last week.
Thank you.
Before we get into all the games and everything, and definitely excited to get into your guys' game, first we want to raise awareness again to Palestine. May Allah protect our brothers and sisters in Palestine. It's, as everyone knows, an evolving situation. We want to keep our awareness. And, that's all I got.
Yeah.
All right. So, announcements before we go any further. If you are a certain number on the website and you come into the game and you have a different number on your jersey, it is your responsibility to come to the stat keepers and figure that out before the game starts. If you guys are late, whatever it is, and you didn't tell us, you will automatically get a jersey penalty. I don't care if I have to do it at half the game because it screws up the stats for the entire game. So you need to. If your number does not match the website, or if you're using a different jersey or whatever it is, and you don't let us know, that is a jersey penalty, 100%. So we will definitely attribute that, whether you're at the beginning of the game, halftime, whatever it is. So please. Let us know. Let us take care of it so that we don't miss other stats. Because again, if we're shouting out number one because it says that on the tablet, and you're number 83 or whatever, or 67 or whatever number you are, then it messes things up. So come to us, talk to us. Let's straighten it out, and then we'll get us going. Okay, so let's get into. First thing, let's get some questions going. So I have some interview questions for you guys. So first of all. But I'm not going to ask you things about this specific week because we'll do that for the game.
Okay.
But for you guys specifically, what are your basketball experience? Let's go from there.
I can start. I mean, basketball was my first sport that I grew up playing. I loved playing basketball since I was like 3-4 years old. Started up as a spot-up shooter, no real handles, no game like that. Had to evolve there. But yeah, started very young. Kind of fell off, drifted into other sports like soccer. I played in high school, so I was kind of in and out. But ultimately, I would say basketball was the first sport that I fell in love with playing, watching, and here we are.
Similar. I mean, basketball ever since I was a kid has been my primary love. It's been at the center of my life ever since I could remember. Watching Kobe and stuff, and the Nets with Jason Kidd and my grandpa. It all started there. I've been playing ever since. I played CYO basketball in Staten Island.
Is that another league?
Yeah. It's it's actually the Christian youth organization.
Stole some free agents there.
Yeah, absolutely. I made the right move.
I'm gonna take my talents to Bridgewater, New Jersey.
Yeah, absolutely. It's worth the drive. Worth the toll too. But I even coach basketball to this day. So yeah, love it. Primarily I've always been a shooter, but really pride myself on expanding my game, becoming more of a two-way player, even a playmaker at times. So yeah, I'm very excited to be part of this league.
That's cool. You guys play for any of the teams besides the CYO thing you're talking about?
I used to play in high school, men's leagues and stuff. Nothing serious.
Same. We actually played on the same CYO team.
Oh,
for 2
cool.
years.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So did you guys win?
We won 2 championships.
This is great. Championship DNA there.
Yeah, they're not really translating right now.
Different roles though. We both played much differently then. I was more geared to play kind of like a stereotypical big man. Like Kevin Love type, rebounds, outlet passes, spot up.
And I see that into your game, but I also see you being that guard sometimes. Which is very interesting. You know what I mean?
We need that.
Yeah.
I've leaned into it more with this specific team. It kind of depends on what group of guys I'm playing with. But he played much differently too. He was knocked down as he is now, but back then it was that was predominantly you can speak to it.
I was probably a better shooter back then, to be honest. It was almost automatic. I get the ball. That was my only role, to be honest. I did nothing else. Catch the ball, shoot. Almost like JJ Redick-esque, or probably not even as mobile as him. I was a little.
I see that your footwork is really good, and you have that really good in motion setup, where it's you're coming off a screen, you're ready to just catch and let it go.
I watched so many videos on how to do that. That's definitely my game. Well, it used to be more my game, but this team obviously, and I love being a part of it because it's challenging me to do other things. So I bring up the ball, being more of a primary defender. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's been great.
And then anything you guys want to say to the league in general? Any message you want to say?
Oh, man.
Just that, I don't want. We're coming. Like we're here. We're here to stay. I mean, first and foremost, like it's been a blast. Like, genuinely, like we have. Again, we were speaking to it before the pod. We genuinely look forward to playing every week. The competition's great. Everybody's friendly. It's all respect at the end of the day. Message wise, like just that we're coming.
Yeah. That's good. I like that. Everyone's in the playoffs, so it's like it's like because the competition level is like so close. Like any team can really upset any team in any. That's why. So what's interesting about this week is that we are now 2 weeks out from the playoffs.
Yeah.
So we have 2 regular season games left, right?
Wow.
And basically, since we have 12 teams, the top 4 teams have a bye in the first week, right? So basically, like that's a huge advantage right there, just because like you don't have to play in that first round. You know what I mean? You don't have a chance to get knocked out against any team. Like you see a Tulkarem, you guys, a Bir Seb'a, and us, like. And on any given week, they can have that night, and it's just over for that team that just worked so hard to be top 1, 2, 3 seed, whatever it is. So they have that protection for the top 4. But even still, these games are going to be very, very interesting going forward into the league.
For sure.
So that's great. Love to hear it.
Yeah.
Top 4 teams, you said?
Top 4.
Top 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So because it's like it works the bracket out.
Yeah.
See.
All right. You guys want to get into the games?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
What's
I'm
the
gonna
first one?
pull this up really
Are we
quick.
first?
No, you guys were
Best
probably. I
last?
think you guys were last.
We were the last. Yeah.
Everyone was watching your game. It was hype.
Crazy. What an atmosphere.
All right. Let's see. Central.
Great website, by the way.
Yeah.
Very easy to navigate.
Yeah. I don't know. This has been up from the North League, so
Oh,
I have no
okay.
idea. Yeah. We
Props
just
to them.
have our
Props
own
to
little
them. Shout
region here. Okay, first game was Areeha and Tiberias. So this was an interesting game. I actually predicted that Tiberias was going to win. Omar, what's his name? Abbasi came up to me. He was like, "Hey, he's like, remember what happened the last time you rooted against us?" And he, got me again. I guess they're 7-1 at this point. It's kind of crazy. Like,
Yeah.
who did they even lose to? What was the one team they lost to? Was it Nazareth?
Beat
Sabra.
Nazareth
Sabra.
1-1.
Wow, interesting. By 1 point too.
Yeah. Close game.
Yeah,
Look at
they're pretty nice this year.
This is the team we played, not 2 weeks ago we played them.
Yeah. They put up 40 in the first half, though. That's a
actually
pretty
impressive.
Yeah, this week you're saying, right? Yeah. And the second half it was more, neck and neck. I would say, Tiberias kind of they played their game. It looks like Mahruz shot 50%, which is nice. Sal shot well. Salman shot well. Omar Singer usually gets it going. He was their marquee pickup of the year.
Okay.
40 the first game, right?
Yeah, it was
Like,
pretty
oh my God,
insane.
that guy.
Yeah. But it looks like it really wasn't enough. Omar Abbasi just went off. 20 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, 4 for 5 from the 3-point line.
That's right.
He just had a great game. And then it wasn't even just him. You have 4 guys in double digits. It's just hard to beat that. Yazan, 13 and 8. He's their big. You had 6 and 6 from Bigo, so there's other big 14 points from Islam, 14 points from Forsan. And it was funny, another guest was here a couple weeks ago. I was like, these guys like Forsan and Islam, like they just like they don't respect you, like they're D'ing you up and they're like, I'm gonna take that ball, like they're gonna like test your handle, you know what I mean? Like it's very, but like they're passionate and they know their role and they play really well and they just like keep their head down and they just like play the game. And the way that this team, like it's their strength, they just all move the ball around, they all hustle, and they all get a chance at scoring the ball. I mean, it's everyone has a good amount of shots up.
Yeah.
8 for 15 from 3 as a team.
That's very impressive.
About 50%.
Yeah.
Also the rebounding, 37 to 19. That's
Yeah, they got rocked on the rebounding. Yeah,
That's wild.
Yeah, I think
Respect.
big rebounding.
They know to
issue
box
there,
out.
for sure. I wonder who were they missing anybody? Nawaz was there. Mohamed Nawaz, he's their center. He didn't get many boards. The biggest rebound totals are 6 points by Sal Rahim. Yeah, I think that might have been the name of the game there. And also just the makes at 53% shooting is pretty.
That's wild.
Crazy.
It's tough to beat that on any night. No
Yeah.
matter how well you play, 53%.
Yeah.
Especially, wow.
Areeha, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they move the ball really well.
Yeah.
Like they set a lot of screens. They know to get everybody involved. What I noticed when we played them, it was like they didn't have like we have to account for everybody, but like it was just moving us around a lot. And in terms of their defense, they definitely like stayed very disciplined. Like we didn't really have that many open shots. We had to really like create our own shots. So like
They keep you honest.
Yeah,
They
for
do.
sure.
And you know, it's because they move so much, it just creates so many opportunities for them. And because they move the ball around so much, they hit those opportunities. And it just makes the game so easy. Like, you watch them and it's just like, they shouldn't be able to do that, man. It just looks beautiful.
And they have a good 1-2 punch with their bigs.
Yeah.
Right? Was it Big O and them two? Like they interchange very well. So it's like they both do.
No, you're right.
They're both very similar.
Yeah.
But they also bring different elements to the team. You know, so like we have to account for both of them when they're on the court. It's like.
But you know what's crazy is that, first of all, shortest person on the court is getting the most rebounds, or second most. But also, everybody has rebounds.
Yeah.
Everybody's getting more than 4 or 5, basically 4 or 5 rebounds at least. You know what I mean? Like,
very impressive.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, all right. That's all I got for this one. You guys have it's like they just like I expected to see more. I think hustle, I guess is the right word, from the other team. Like usually Abdurrahman Sakhr is getting bored, so you know he's doing. So he fouled out. You know, usually you're seeing. Like I don't know. I guess this was a game of just like who's gonna out hustle the other. You know, and it ended up being Areeha that was gonna that really did it. It looks like. Yeah, that's all I got. I wish I saw it, honestly. I didn't get a chance to watch this one.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the next one. Ready to forget about this one, to be honest.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'll tell you. I'll start with this one. All right, listen, I'll tell you guys.
Game of the week.
So, okay, when we Yazur came late. So first half was 13 minutes. You know what I mean? So we had a very short first half. Yeah.
That tells us
Yeah. We were like warm. They weren't because they came right in and had to start basically.
They come from the Bronx, right?
Yeah, they were late, but I felt like overall, like after the game, we felt really frustrated. But when we watched the tape back, we didn't look as bad as like I remembered. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was still like I felt like the first half, the ball was moving, the ball was swinging to everybody, and like it just looked more natural. Montaka talked to me after the game, and he was like, "You guys like to make a play rather than let the ball swing and the ball makes the play for you," which I thought was actually very interesting because like he's usually really good at picking those things up. He reads the defense. He does it really. He's the brains behind this team. And like I feel like first half we came in, we're playing really. I had the ball a good amount. I went 3 for 11, so I didn't have a great game. You know what I mean? Like offensively, I like first play of the game, I think I got a steal and hit a 3. You know what I mean? And then like from there, it was like kind of downhill.
You did start hot.
Yeah,
Nice shot.
I didn't have bad shot selection. Like I felt like I took good shots. They just weren't falling. They were all layups, like things I should have made.
Right.
Not like where they were wide open, but more like I have a body on me, but like it's kind of like a layup. They should fall. You know what I mean? And it's just a touch thing, and I just didn't have it on this game. And I think what happened is second half, it felt like I didn't have many opportunities second half. Not because the defense really took it away from me, but just because I didn't feel like I got the touches to do it. And take myself out of it. Omar Osmani played really well. He caught fire second half beginning. And I was like, great, let's keep it going. But what ended up happening was they plugged that. And what I felt like we should have done was we got a level change. We need a center to make a play. We need a wing to make a play. Something else. Just so that the defense is now like, okay, this position now is not, you know what I mean? They're face guarding him, almost like doubling on the help. And I was like, okay, if a wing scores a couple buckets right now, or a center scores a couple buckets right now, they're kind of done. They're going to be like, okay, we got to respond to that now. Now Osmani can cook again. Number 5, that's the one you were talking about.
Good player.
So unfortunately, we weren't able to make that adjustment. Right. But that's basically like what I had to say about our team. Bilal Mateen as well. He went 0 for 9. He just, again, it's another touch thing. He was funny. Like we were talking, and Omar Osmani was like he'd give him the ball and he'd just miss like a kind of just a touch layup that he should have made. And he would like look at Osmani and be like, hey man, like I am sorry dude, I have no idea why I didn't make that. Like he's like, I have nothing to say, like I just didn't make it, sorry man. Like defensively I was on Mumtaz. He was 6 for 17. When I was on him one-on-one, he might have scored only 2 points on me. Most of his points were really like in transition or like on a miscommunication in terms of the screen, stuff like that. So many bad turnovers on our team. That was like the name of our mistake, probably our biggest mistake. Yusuf had 5 there, was really bad. 4 from Osman. Osman is not even a guard. He shouldn't have more than 1 turnover, I would say. Yusuf, if you're a ball handler and you're handling the ball most of the game, I would say you're allowed 2 to 3 turnovers max. You know what I mean? Like 2 is probably where you want to be at. You know what I mean? But, 5 turnovers is a lot. Osmani kind of had 3, but that's if I'm being nitpicky about him. He played really well, so I can't even really say anything. But he shot 60%, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 16 points. I don't really have many complaints about him.
So, like, I didn't watch the game. So, like, being that the score is what it was, right? In the second half. Like, I know you mentioned that he said that you guys need to like allow the place like you guys.
Yes.
But like other than that, like what would you say like was like stall? Like was it just the turnovers?
So second half, what ended up happening was it was close for most of the second half, and then what ended up happening was we just had like 5 turnovers in a row. Like it was actually like we just fell apart like completely. It was like really bad. And then they would just score on each one of them, and then it just ballooned the lead into like something that was way more than it really should have.
Okay.
On top of that, you had good plays from Montaka. They ran a great pick and roll with him and Salihun, who Bilal Mateen was guarding. So he went 6 for 10, 14 points there. And, honestly, we should have made and we talked about this as a team. We were kind of like, if anyone on the other team is scoring a couple times in a row, that needs to be shouted out, no matter what, ego or not. We have to just talk about it. Like, even if we're not going to make any adjustments, we have to discuss that this is happening. Right. Because a lot of times, the speed of the game is going on. You're not realizing that this one guy is scoring 3 times unless you're guarding him. You know what I mean? Right. So, like, that's something we talked about as well. Like, we should have made some kind of, like, switch adjustment there. Also, I don't think Okasha was there. I don't know. There's definitely some kind of issue here. I don't know who the heck this is.
11 rebounds.
Yeah, I don't know where this came from. But
yeah,
I mean,
didn't even show up. 11 boards.
But Motaka also 5 for 9, which is great. 13 points again off that pick and roll. So he's like, they get that pick and roll. Bilal now is kind of stuck in between Montaka and Salihun, and they both shot really high percentage. So they really did a good job of exploiting that.
Do you guys have a go-to against the pick and roll? Like, do you guys have you want the big to ideally switch, or do you want the guard to fight through?
I think it's situational depending on who's doing it and stuff like that. Bilal is really good at moving his feet. The problem is Salihun was just taking the contact and really finishing it. I think that what we should have done was kind of take that away from him by really stepping up on it. So instead of letting him get to the rim and beating him at the top, more at the high posts were there in front of him. Right. And now he has to start contact there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because then that takes away that 1-2 more steps and easy touch. Now it's a forced kind of layup. 100%. And pass it out if that, you know what I mean? So that's kind of my take on that. But, Yazur, as we know them to be, they're the best team in the league as of right now. Haven't lost against any other team. They only really forfeited that 1 week. I felt like we fared pretty well against them when you actually watched the footage. Looking at the score, you don't,
the stats never tell the story.
Yeah.
So I watched the game, and we don't have the pleasure of playing Yazur, unfortunately. Yeah. But what I see from them is they like to apply pressure a lot.
Yeah.
And just once you inbound the ball, you have 2 people looking at you, and they're already
past
half court,
and they're ready.
Flusters you.
That next person is also waiting for that pass because as soon as you make it, they're taking that steal.
They thrive off turnovers, and they capitalize on them too. They'll make the layup, and so
12 steals is a lot.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The turnover is only 3. You guys, they had 11. You guys had 14. Yeah. Only 3 difference, but they had 12 steals.
Right.
Which you said led to transition points.
Yeah.
That's the name of their game. They love scoring in transition. And honestly, we talked about before this game, I was like, listen guys, Yazur loves to get your we talked about this. We said they love to get turnovers on you and they love to get those steals. So just take care of the ball. What do you need from us? We talked. It was what do you need from us to make sure you don't get turnovers? We talked about it. Just it didn't really execute as well. So we gotta definitely especially towards the end. It was all of Osman's turnovers were in the same 2 minutes. It was actually crazy. It was dude, what is going on right now? But I definitely got frustrated at the end of the game. It was definitely ugly towards the end for sure.
That's how it happens though. Once you kind of feel it slipping away, you just can't bring it back at that point. It just kind of all right. It is what it is. And they start making everything. You start missing everything. You get in your own head, and then before you know it, you're down by 20.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was. It was so close, and then just boom.
Yeah.
Now we're down by 20. It's crazy. That's all I had to say. Again, ready to forget about another week.
How do you feel about your next game?
I don't even know who we play. I think we're playing Sabra. Yeah, so I'm actually. We'll talk about that predictions for sure. Yeah, I'm ready.
Not bad.
No, you're good. You're good. I have. I feel like we'll talk about it later.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay.
I never actually looked at it in this view.
Yeah, unfortunately the colors here don't match up super well because it's supposed. I think usually
All
it's
green.
black on the other one, so you can
wow.
actually see it. Yeah, all green. It's like you have to like compare it to like the numbers here to really find out.
Okay.
But okay, let's go to the next game. So we had Shatila versus Baysan. This was interesting. I don't remember who I had going. I think I had Shatila winning actually. So glad they really took care of business there.
Only have 5 players?
Yeah, they only had 5. They had no subs. And Sean, man, okay. So I remember stacking this game.
Okay.
I was telling them, I was like, guys, like on the podcast, you guys remember? I'm saying it till I'm blue in the face. Sean, you give him 1 inch of space, he's hitting the 3. He is.
Yeah.
He's
I know
such
exactly
an
what it
insane
says.
shooter.
We're playing this week. Right?
Yeah, we're playing
Okay.
Yeah, so he is an insane shooter. I'm telling you guys,
Sean?
what we did, we were playing them 5-on-4. We were playing because they only had 4 players, and this is Sean. We never knew who he was, right? So he just came into the league,
4-7.
and what we did was we played a zone, like a box zone, and then we were like, Yusuf, you're gonna be on Sean. Stay on him the entire way. 94 feet, whatever it is, you're on him.
Like, look.
He's like, all right, and it worked. We got him a little frustrated. He still made a good amount of shots, that's what's crazy about it. But yeah, this game was like very close to being just out of reach. Like you see in the first half, it was 33-20, right? So I was like, oh, this game might be over. Here goes Baysan again, right? But then they start putting it together and they start bringing it close. Big Moose really got it going. He had 28 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. Almost got the win. 10 for 19. Not like it wasn't like like 2 buckets or something like that, but it was definitely like he brought it within a bunch of times. It was really close. 6 for 9 from the 3, 10 for 19 overall. He was really playing well. And when I was watching, both teams had 5 players, but when I was watching, it looked like Baysan sometimes, like when they were not doing well, they were just like one pass, get rid of the ball. One pass, get rid of the ball. And when they were really getting it going, number one, they fed the hot hand and getting it to Big Moose, but also they were swinging the rock, like it was moving. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was kind of my takeaway, and when that happened, they really went on that run, and it's like there's something about a good team where like you keep the composure when you're losing and you're doing something wrong and you fix that mistake, and that's something that they did. So it was really really cool to see. I mean, obviously, like they could have shot better from all the other guys. Like everyone else shot bad besides Moose. You know what I mean? So you hit a couple more shots on these other guys, and it changes the name of the game. You're right there.
And I see one player, my bad. There was one player that scored 37 against us.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Which wouldn't
he wasn't even here.
Yeah, he would probably make a difference.
Yeah,
he
for
definitely
sure.
would have made a difference.
For sure.
So,
He's a really good player,
Keep that in mind. But yeah, I did watch this game too just because we're playing them next.
Yeah.
They have like a sound team, honestly. I noticed that they play zone, which is like a little different.
You're talking about Shatila, right?
Yeah, Shatila. Yeah, they actually play zone, which is a little different. They might switch it up because I just said that.
They might have done it this week because they only had 5, and it's good to conserve energy that way.
Fair.
But I don't know if they will.
My bad. I only watched one game.
Yeah, no, that's okay. No, I'm not sure if they typically switch it up, but I did notice. You're right. They did play zone.
A little different.
Yeah. And overall, you had 4 out of the 5 guys in double digits. One of them even almost in double digits, right? So you had 15 from Ahmad, 9 from Farhan, 13 from Mohammed. Sammy had 11 and 8, 16 points from Sean, who's their leading scorer, shooting lights out.
Yeah. Like what stands out to me though is the team that won took 14 less shots and took
that's true.
23 less 3-pointers.
That's crazy.
So like the team that scored more points took that stands out to me.
Yeah.
They went 7 for 14 from 3.
Yeah.
And Baysan went 9 of 37.
23 less threes is crazy.
And I know some of those threes probably came late because I saw the end of that game.
Yeah.
They were trying to rally. And
Right.
They were rallying. 'Cause I saw Big Moose was making a lot of good plays.
Yeah.
But so it might be a little skewed, but that's what I'm looking at right now. That's what stands out.
No, I mean 23 is still. It's not going to be like a one moment thing. That's going to be across the whole game.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Because everything else looks pretty similar. I mean, 5 more steals too. It's like honestly on paper, like other than 3-pointers, like Baysan, like you would think they had the game.
They had more opportunities to score. Like that's like the amount of shots they took. They just weren't hitting them. And it wasn't like, oh, it's wide open and I'm not hitting it. It's honestly like it was like they weren't good. Some of them were just not good shots. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like you'll even start to notice. So Hikmat he a lot of times will be in the corner, and you started to see Shatila just like almost like disrespecting him. They would just like kind of almost like leave him, like not completely open, but like just like kind of daring him to take that shot.
But he can shoot though.
He can hit those shots, but you kind of have to make him pay once in a while. Like in this game, he didn't. He was like 0 for 5 from the 3. And when you do make them pay in that, they start covering up there.
Interesting.
But in this case, it didn't really, and not to single anyone out. Everyone else on that team really shot bad. It wasn't really just him, but yeah.
It's number 91, right?
He is 91. Yes, so that was the number.
Yeah. Listen, I've had my fair share of games of missing a lot of shots, so I get it. It's all good.
It's again, just like a note on it, just like how efficiently Shatila shot.
Yeah.
Like every single player in their team.
Yeah,
Except
so balanced.
They have one of the best defenses in the league, as far as I remember. It got skewed after a couple of weeks, because when you actually look at if you actually click on Shatila, it says here, so it's skewed now, but it was like points allowed. They were first for a long time, and then they played 5-on-4, and they had all these personnel issues and stuff like that. But when they're actually in full strength and they're playing, like they have one of the best teams in the defenses in the league.
They know how to control pace. I feel
Yeah.
as if they have high basketball IQ.
And they're physical too.
Very physical.
They look physical.
That's the first thing we noted actually.
They for sure are very good.
Did they have their full team against you guys?
No, they only had 4 players.
Okay.
Yeah, we played on 5-on-4. And they still, again, because of Sean, I think he dropped 20-something. You know what I mean? With Yusuf face guarding him.
So no space for that guy.
No space. Zero. Any screens you're going over and you're hedging.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. You give him a little bit of daylight and it's over. Wish I could say that about me. Give him a little bit of daylight. It's not like that. You can give me a little bit of room. All right, next game. We had Sabra versus Tulkarem. This was also a very interesting game. It came down to a 2-point game. Listen, Messiah, he player of the week this week, 27 and 10, 4 steals, 2 assists, a block. He just, he did it all this week, man. 12 for 18 shooting. He was unbelievable, man. And then you also had Sapan, who's their point guard. So they really locked in on the 2-man game with the big man and the guard here. Sapan, he was one of the best players in the league last season, and it's good to see him kind of get it going with Messiah, because it would be a shame if you saw Messiah on that team and the guard wasn't really working with him. So definitely good to see him working with him pretty well here.
He's the point guard, right?
He's the short one.
He's a very
quick,
very solid player.
Yeah,
the Flash, I like to call him.
And he looks
he's so quick.
I feel like he looks to make the right basketball play.
Yes,
too. That's what caught my eye with him. It was he's not necessarily looking for a shot, but when it's there, he'll take it. But he's looking for that right pass because of his elusiveness.
Right,
it's hard to stay in front of him.
Right, exactly, and it creates that +1 advantage. You know what I mean? When you get past your defender because of your speed or whatever it is, you have that one advantage, and then it's swing. Now that advantage is ballooned, and now you have a wide open shot or a wide open drive or a layup or whatever it is, and he likes to do that. So it's very good. He got to the line, 6 free throws. So that tells me he's playing physical. He's getting inside. 5 for 12 shooting for him. Great game from him. Wahid as well. He's one of their players as well. I think we played them last week of the league. But 4 for 8 from him, which is great as well. This team played great. 51% shooting overall. They made 11 out of 12 of their free throws, which is not something we see very often in these men's leagues, as you guys probably know.
That's impressive.
Fair share of troubles. No, I get it.
And on the other end, you see Ryan. He played a good game too. 8 for 13, 18 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals. He had an all-around game this weekend. This is the Ryan we know. You know what I mean? Ryan, we know him from the Sunday school. We used to play pickup all the time, and this is the kind of player we know and the type of play that we expect from him, right? So, so 6 for 11 from Mohamed Benna, which is, we'd say, is the leader of this team. 14 points, 8 rebounds. 3 for 14 from Ahmed Al-Sayed. Not a good shooting night. And over the season, 28%, 29%. I guess it's not so bad. It's definitely below league average, I would say. But, with 30%, when you're doing that on a volume of 13 shots a game consistently, it just ends up, that's so many possessions that just go, you know what I mean? They're just not there, right? So, and they're all threes. There's 12 of those 13 shots are threes. You know what I'm saying? So it's
a good amount.
And from watching these games, usually they're at the top of the key. He's dribbling a little bit, and then he kind of pulls up.
Yeah.
He's a good shooter, but in my opinion, it has to be on a catch and shoot. I don't think it should be off the dribble at all. You know what I mean? I could be wrong. I think he obviously knows his game better than anybody else. And if it works for this team, it works. But you guys lost by 2 points, right? And you're not going to get that. I mean, 3 for 14. That's a lot of. Everyone else shot pretty efficiently overall. You know what I mean? Like
4 for 5.
so, you know, yeah.
I'm trying to put a
Solid
face.
point.
I'm trying to put a face on him.
You're not gonna,
Okay. Yeah.
So
no,
we like to refer to players as like NBA players.
Yeah.
So that's how we remember them.
Yeah.
Like that 2 big man rotation for that team we talked about before. There's 7. I forgot the name of the team.
Tulkarem?
Yeah. Like we call them like Lively and Gafford. Like we just
Yeah, that's exactly what they were. Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's how
That's
we
so
like
funny.
remember these players. So he's
Oh,
like
the
Chauncey
team before. Are
Billups.
you talking about Shatila?
The team that's 7-1.
Oh, Yazur.
No, the other one.
No. Areeha?
Is that them?
That's
them.
the
No, that's
Abassi team.
Yeah. Not.
Oh my.
Yeah, that's
exactly.
it. Yeah.
Oh, I
Gafford,
see. Yeah. You're right. I see what you're
Because
talking
that's how
about.
the Mavericks play. They start one
Yes,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
it's like 6 minutes in.
No, you're right.
They're the same
You're right.
person.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
And it helps us like game plan and match
Right.
up accordingly because
Exactly.
he can shoot. Against us, he
Yeah,
had like 4
exactly,
threes.
exactly.
He was cold though the
Yes.
first half. The second half, he's the like.
I remember
you
that.
actually watched that game.
Yeah.
Like, he's actually the reason.
I think I was stat keeping that game. I think. But yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Absolutely.
First half, it was like miss. Second half, he kept them in
Hot.
it. It was
Yeah.
his shots.
Rayan and Muhammad are like the brothers, right?
Yeah.
they're both really good players.
Yeah.
so you have to account for both.
Exactly.
They
I
bring
think-
different things to the table
They do.
too. Like they're both very crafty, creative. They both can shoot. So like it's not they both have very solid games
Right.
too. It shows. So
Right.
The pesky defender too, which
He is.
shows again with the 4 steals. So,
Absolutely.
it was
I think honestly with this team, you have to just like the name of the game for them is just going to be feed the hot hand. If one person, 2 people are really popping it off, like you see number 1, Medic, 4 for 5, right?
yeah.
Mohamed Bennett 6 for 11, 8 for 13 from Rayan. Those 3 should be getting those shots every time coming down. You know what I mean? Like there shouldn't be room for 11 missed shots. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's kind of my feedback on this. Obviously, I haven't watched the game, so you have to take it with a grain of salt. I didn't see this one. Take it with a grain of salt, you know. But yeah, that's what I got. You guys got anything for this? Anything else? They both shot really well. 45% overall for
Dead.
Sabra,
The
51
game
for Tulkarem.
Game was dead even. You know,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
the records
yeah.
are almost even. Like everything about
Both
it.
very good teams.
Yeah.
Honestly, both very good.
It's a 2-point game. It could have gone either way, realistically.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Who
was
knows?
just-
I mean, I didn't watch the game either. Who knows? They had a shot to like potentially win the game.
Yeah.
I actually have no idea what happened.
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah, that's
respect both teams.
both. Well, we played both these teams. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're both very. You know, they present both sets. They both present sets of challenges that you have to account for.
Right.
So.
Right.
Osiris
I mean,
is
there's
an
an obvious
absolute
one.
monster.
Yeah, obvious one on Tulkarem, but
He's a monster. It's just like, oh my god, such a headache. Like every time he gets the ball, it's like the whole team almost has to converge.
yeah,
Like,
everyone
I
has
just
to
go,
deal with it.
Yeah,
Not any one person. Like,
can't.
And it's like you live. He had 5 turnovers, but you kind of live with that
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
he just, you know, like
such
Got
an impact.
dominant.
Yeah.
his shots are just high probability of going in.
Mhm.
There's just high percentage shots because he's just getting up there, and you know we're trying to get up there, but you know we have to foul.
Yeah.
And it's almost like hack a shack.
When did you guys play them again?
We played him like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, something
Okay,
like that.
okay.
Yeah.
And they had Dasar at that point, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And
It
you
was
know,
a great game though.
We kept up.
We,
kept up.
we man, don't get me started. There's so many games where
no,
yeah.
I'm noticing they're really refining the way they use him because
Yeah.
there were a couple weeks he's shooting 5-6 threes, 1 3 this week. You know, 12 for 18. He's really finding his groove. It seems like.
Yeah.
And as a team, they only took 7 threes.
Yeah.
Whereas you have players taking like double that. You know, one player taking
Yeah.
double that amount, and they
That's
still
true.
found
Right.
a way.
That's
So
true.
it's interesting.
Right.
So true. 7 threes is like, oh my
It's
god.
like an average, right? Like
That's like my per game.
first half.
True.
All right. I'm gonna save your guys' game for last
Same
because
for- yeah.
I'm excited to talk about that one. But, all right. So before we get to that one, let's talk about Ajjur versus Nazareth. Again, another close game. Something again that so this is Ajjur post the trade, right? So this is a new look team. Nazareth is a team again. They only lost 1 game. Who did they lose to? They lost to Areeha. Wow.
By one.
By 1 point.
So they're
yeah.
on 1 point away from being undefeated.
Yeah, so like that's crazy to me. And honestly though, to keep up and be a 5-point game here shows me the growth that this team really got. Not only just as a team, the way that they play, but also from that trade. Really made them a lot better. It just looks like 7 for 16 from Abdul Traore. He was on that team originally, but 18 and 11, he did great. You had Alassane, who's a new player addition. Played incredible, 16 and 11. He's like their offensive threat. You know, you really have to watch out for him. But he's not the only one. You have Abdullah Silla, great player there, who can shoot, he can drive in. He has a really good drive, moves off the ball a lot. Abu Drahan really gets the ball swinging. He likes to hang out in the high post area, gets a lot of rebounds, gets a lot of like passes into those assists. Yeah, this team looks really good, and you know it seems like they played overall a good game against this team, but like they just didn't. It just the shots were not falling. You know, shooting 32% as a team. You're getting the opportunities for sure. 75 attempts, like you just called out. They got a lot of attempts, 20 more attempts than Nazareth. But like look, they had 48 rebounds opposed to the 27 on Nazareth. You know what I mean? Like that's so many more opportunities. You know. Nazareth, as we know, is just a bona fide, like, really good team. Like they're just on the top of this league, and they don't look like it's going to be very interesting to see next week because I think they're playing Yazur this week coming up. So it's going to be really marquee matchup of the potential season. Honestly, it's going to be interesting to see. But what's up?
TNT game.
Yeah, honestly,
The second one of the doubleheader.
That's funny. But Nazareth also, again, did he pull out the win? You had 14 and 14 from Roman Mana. You always know he's going to fill it up in that double-double. You know, that's the double-double-esque performance. Shafiq, you know, this is their 1-2 punch. 11 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. You know, 4 for 9 shooting. He makes the smart plays. He gets it to Roman Mana. 6 assists there is great. 11 from Amir Hassan. 8 from Ilyas. Ilyas is ultimate hustle player there. We always... Excuse me, refer to him as DPOY, Pat Bev. Like is that your player comparison there?
Yeah, absolutely.
I also have like for the point guard and center, like a little bit like a Tony Parker.
Yes.
You know,
exactly that.
Because Omar Mana is just like he's big, but he has a touch around the rim.
Yes.
It's like he's not just a brute.
Very
you know,
fundamental.
He knows what he's doing.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. And he's very strong too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we have the pleasure of not playing them this season.
We actually had a great game against them.
Yeah, I would have liked to play them. I'm just kidding. But.
Very well balanced team. Everyone knows their role for sure. What's his name again? Shafiq. Great playmaker and very crafty. Good, good handle on the ball. You really don't know what he's going to do.
Yeah.
It's very hard to read him.
Yeah.
You don't know if he's going to pull up in your face or drive right past you.
And he doesn't have like a million moves, but the moves that he has, he refined them so well so that they just really complement and counter each other really well. So it's like if you're reaching too much on one side, he's going to cross really hard onto the other. If not, he'll just take it right by you, and he's quick. So, this team is tough to beat, and especially with all the other like options that they have on the team that really can pop off on any given night. Mohamed Adil is young; he's a great player. Ilyas, as we've talked about, defender. He can be a point guard. Like Amir Hassan also 11 points on this game, 9 from Ahmed Saleh. Like they just have a really top to bottom, really good team
for sure.
So definitely a tough loss from Ajjur. Alisson took 20 shots, still shot 35%, which is good, but
1 of 6 from 3.
What's the average in this league? Like field goal percentage?
Hard to tell, honestly, because we kind of just have to guess. But I would say like it's not like NBA. You could say it's like 42% is good, a good percentage. With this league, I would say you're looking at like 35%. I would say it's like about the average.
Above that, it's like you're doing well.
Yeah,
in a sense. Okay, interesting.
I think like I still tend to stay on that end of like if you're above like 40%, you're good.
Right.
Still, like you know what I mean. But like if you were to compare it to this league, like the competition level that we're playing with, I think 35 is probably like on par.
Okay.
Somebody has to do some kind of analysis here. I wish we could tell league-wide stats. That would be cool to see.
That'd be sick.
Because when we look at season stats here, you just look at like it just shows you leaders. You know what I mean?
Right.
So let's see. Yeah, it doesn't even show us percentage there. I mean, these are the best here. Field goal percentage. You'll see 57 from Messiah because he's around the rim.
Yeah.
Homer Singer's 41%. A lot of 40s here for the top. But as soon as you get down here, you're at 36, 36. That's not that far out. Oh, and you're here on the top. What it looks like 12 to 15. That's pretty good. The whole league. It's like about 100 players in the league. You're top 15%.
Oh wow! Okay,
Pretty good, right?
I didn't expect that.
This is solely based off of points per game.
I see. Oh yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go to the next and final game this week that I really enjoyed watching. I was popcorn on the sides. It was funny. One of the stat keepers, when it came really down to it, this is just for you guys know, Bir Seb'a versus Haifa, game of the week for sure. When it came down to it, it was like the last couple plays. The stat keeper next to me, because we have a 2-man system over there, takes out his phone and starts recording in case somebody made a big play. It was just like so funny. I was like, bro, I'm making call outs, man. Like, you gotta get this stuff in. It's so funny.
I love
All right, you guys take the floor with this one. Tell me what you guys saw, and then I'll fill in where I fit in.
Yeah, we really wanted this bad. This whole season's been rough. Honestly, we kind of just got tired of losing, and every week we would come in after a loss, be like, "Oh, we gotta win this one. We gotta win this one." But this time around, we kind of just like, let's just go in there and play hard and see what happens. And like, just that's honestly what happened. Like, I think every single play, I gave it my all. I would like continue to reiterate to our teammates, like, "Yo, give it everything." Like, I don't want you to like walk out of this game and think to yourself like, "Man, on this play I didn't dive," or something like that. Just go for it.
Yeah.
Just go for it. This is it. Like.
No,
We
the
had a good
intensity
feeling to
was
start
there.
game. Yeah,
the
yeah.
intensity was there from both teams. But
Right,
you guys,
absolutely.
I noticed there was like a notch up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
On that intensity
Yeah.
from like a regular given week.
Yeah, I agree. Everyone was on the same page. Everyone was vocal. Everyone bought in, to play like that, and it paid off. It really did. And hopefully we can, translate it to the next couple games, finish strong. But insane game, like I said, before the pod. This is the most intense basketball game I've been a part of, probably my whole life. We had Nazareth on the sideline. I saw you guys, don't worry, with my free throw under the hoop, trying to distract me. It worked, but I got my own rebound. So
Yeah, I remember that actually. It was off the technical, I think.
Yeah,
And then
something
you
like
got your
that.
own rebound and you
Yeah.
guys scored. So
Exactly.
They didn't get. Don't worry, they didn't get to this free throw.
They did it. It's okay.
It's all good.
I'm cool with that. But props to the
Oh,
stack
that's
keeper
so
on that
funny.
one. But yeah, sick game. I'm very happy. It ended up the way it did. Tough guard. Who was I guarding? I think Ennis. I was.
Enes, yeah.
Mostly him. Very speedy.
Yeah.
The first play of the game, I just, like they were bringing the ball up and like he just flashed right past me. I'm
Right.
like, holy crap, this guy's a lot faster than he looks. So it was a tough guard. Definitely, we had to earn that win. And this team's similar to us. Their record does not display like how talented they are and how good they are as a team. That this was probably like one of the better teams we actually played, in my opinion. Like it was
Yeah.
that tough the whole game. So.
Yeah, it was a great game, start to finish. They definitely, their record was deceiving, as you just mentioned.
Yeah.
They definitely have ballers. I think everybody in their team knew their role. I think they definitely they knew how to get their guys going. I think number one, I don't know off the top of my head his name. He's a very good player.
Yeah.
Very pesky. He can shoot. Of course, Enes was guarding me, and he's more lengthy than he appears. So he was giving me room. So I was just trying to find my spots and just try to get everybody involved. It was a little different game for me personally. I kind of try to feed the hot hand. Usama and obviously Elton both were lighting it up Elton was lighting it up from three. Usama not so much from three, but overall he played such a great game. He was super aggressive, taking it to the rack. That's how I love when he plays like that. He played with a different edge. Overall, we're just growing as a team.
Yeah,
that's really,
you see it week to week. You really do.
That's really what it came down to. It's
Yeah.
we were so close, so many games. We finally got the final W.
Yeah.
To me, it was another. I felt the pressure, but it was also just another game.
Yeah.
Because we have a few more games left. We have playoffs, but it was just good to get over that hump because I just didn't want to hear the whole. I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for you. I want to get
Yeah.
past that and just I want to be a regular team now.
Right, right.
That's all.
Well, you made the cut now. You guys are a regular team for sure. It was for those that didn't watch it. First of all, it was great. It came down to the wire. It was a 1-point game. The margins were razor thin. Tensions were high. People were getting upset. It's you can see the passion. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So
How can I
the
forget
changes,
the big man?
right?
Yeah.
No, seriously.
Great.
So the changes that they made were very interesting. We were saying for a while that Dinesh should run the point guard role because it used to be Zayed, right? Zayed is really good off the catch. He was the one who was hitting those threes at the end against
Oh,
you.
yeah.
So we like him off the catch. Damn it. Sorry, guys.
It's all good.
Very good shooter out of nowhere. Zahed? Yeah. He was hitting some daggers at the end. Yeah.
Made me sweat, man.
Yeah, so Dinesh brought up the ball,
Yep.
and it worked so well for them because now they had the option of Enes, they had the option of Zayed, they had the option of Salman, who was their big, right? All three,
Yep.
which is very dynamic options. In this situation, when I was talking to them on the side, I was like, you guys should feed the big. You know what I mean? And it worked out for them. They 5 for 8, 16 and 15. You know what I mean? I think towards the end, they should have kept going now because it would open up more opportunities for them. And on when I was talking to you guys, I was like, you guys gotta watch the big and watch NS obviously, and keep doing what you're doing. You guys, the hustle was just there. You know what I mean? So, I think the adjustment that Bir Seb'a made this game versus other games, like playing the way that they did, it worked out beautifully for them. I think they should keep going with that.
Yeah.
You guys had 4 people in double digits, was absolutely like amazing. You had 6 for 11 from Dinesh. Zayd was red hot from 3, 4 for 12 towards the end. He really kept them in it. He had 2 threes in a row that really
Swish.
brought it.
I was like, what's going on?
Yeah, it was like they were like difficult shots.
And it was coming off of that U.S. Olympic game with Steph Curry.
Yeah, it was so funny. People were watching that game
While watching
on the TV right there, and then they would have just came right here to watch Zayd just pull up threes. It was actually crazy.
Yeah.
And then I mean, shout out to you guys. 25 points from Osama was unbelievable, right?
He played great.
16 from you, Elton. 11 from Dasar. You guys all contributed to this win. You know what I mean? 4 of you guys in double digits. 12 from Yusuf as well. What do you guys think brought you guys over the hump? Like different, besides the intensity. If it was that, then it was just that. But like, what do you think it was?
If I had to pinpoint it, I would just say belief. Like, to be honest, like I just feel like when you're in close games, it's just sometimes you don't believe, like as a team, as a core, that you guys can win the game. And I just feel like everybody, like actually collectively believed, like, all right, this is a winnable game. At the end of the day, it's just a basketball game. You know? Let's win this game.
Yeah.
And I can speak. I felt the intensity, but just intensity that Elton brought that game, like it was contagious. You know, like he was not going home without a win. Let's put it that way. So you got to feed the hot hand. You got to
must have felt great taking that one home. You know what I mean? It's like it's like a game like that when it's like really.
We were also talking about, I think, before the pod started. It's like when you have a few players that can create, score, pass, rebound, right? It's like also knowing your role amongst the team. It's like if it's not your game, like if you're not shooting that well, or if you don't feel something's right, it's playing to everybody else's.
Right.
So it's like if you're not taking that many shots, or you don't feel like you're being effective offensively, it's like finding your role in doing something else, like setting screens. Getting a steal, like helping, help defense. Like I had to help on the big because we put Yusuf on him, so I was helping on with double teams a lot on him because again he was a handful to keep from the paint. So I mean I just feel like we all just like did the little things enough to finally win the game, and we won by 1, so it tells you how close it was.
Just to piggyback off of that, I think we actually had fun. That's what we just played loose.
That's important.
I was,
exactly.
I was out of my head, and I feel as if I've been doing that the whole season. So I just went out there and just played ball, and it ended up working out. Just want to mention our other players on the team. Yusuf hit the big 3 in the corner, like a momentum changer, honestly, because you can feel them coming back, but then he hits that big 3 and we go up by 5 or something. Habib kind of coming into his zone, being able to bring up the ball confidently. It may not show up on the stat sheet, but taking that pressure off of us really does help. It really, really does. Just to have somebody bring it up and have the offense set. Just one less thing for us to worry about. Musa just doing his part. Has the ball in his hand, but not turning it over, making the smart pass, making the smart play, playing tough defense. Also, just getting his hand on the ball when the ball is up there to get a rebound. Like he's so active, and I can see him really buying into his role, which I love. And everyone else included, the whole team. Usama was great. I feel as if every time I look at the stat sheet, once he just steps on the court, it's 20. He just steps on it, add 20 next to the game. So he's incredible, and I'm really happy he's on our team, and I'm looking forward to finishing the season out.
We were missing one too. We were missing our boy Hassan. So Hassan will come back for us next
Shout
week.
out to Hassan because he texted me midweek saying to keep shooting. So shout out to Hassan.
He's been growing into his role too, and Murtaza is also. I'm not sure why he's not on the stat sheet, but he definitely he missed 3 games in a row. So he just got back. So he
played this week.
He did, but it's limited minutes because it was just a tense game. He missed a few, but I mean, for everybody's coming into one.
That's awesome. That's great to hear, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't sure how you guys were going to come in saying you feel about the league if I was going to have you guys without a win. You know what I mean? Like last week, if you guys were going to be, I was like, how do you guys feel about the league?
we should have had Areeha, man.
There was a lot of games that were really close
I know.
For you guys, and same with us. You have so many winnable games for all of us. But that again speaks to the competition level. It's they're all so close that they're all 1 or 2 shots. A couple decisions really change so much in each game. So it could be frustrating, but it also is you're within arm's reach every time. So that's a testament to you guys and also the league as a whole.
Absolutely.
Okay, those are all our games. Great games this week.
Sure.
Let's take a look at next week's game. So, first of all, playoff picture here. Let's look at the standings overall as a whole before we get into anything. So Yazur. So right now it looks like even if they lose the next 2 games, right, that puts them at 7-3. Oh, no, I guess they still have a chance, Shatila and Tiberias, to lock it in, right? But no, it's unlikely. right? Because so it's pretty much you pretty much got a lockdown for Yazur, Areeha, and Nazareth to get a bye. Probably it's not official, but likely that they'll get it. Yeah. And they're basically it's Shatila and Tiberias fighting for that last spot, and it could be Sabra can really throw in there as well. So basically you have Shatila, Tiberias, and Sabra all fighting for that last bye spot for the first week of the playoffs. Right now, Shatila and Tiberias are closer. However, Shatila is actually going to forfeit this coming week. They can't make it. So that might actually put them out of contention, depending on how Tiberias plays. If they win both weeks, you know what I mean? Like, it really depends.
Shatila is forfeiting this game?
This coming game.
Against us.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You guys got a second win. I forgot to mention that.
What?
Yeah.
Can we still pull up and play somebody?
You guys can pull up. They end up doing scrimmages if you guys want, so you can play
just
totally.
to get a run in?
Yeah, with
That's
refs
crazy.
too, so it's
Oh
like
my
chill.
God.
But what's it called? So Shatila, they did mention last week they're not going to be able to make it this week, so they're definite forfeit this coming week.
I had no idea.
Yeah,
I've been prepping all week.
Well, this actually puts you guys up now, tied with us. You know what I mean? For sure. And depending on how we play this week, you know what I mean? Like, but
I'm just gonna say we should be ninth. Only saying that because we did beat Bir Seb'a and we're tied for record.
the way they do it is based off of point differential.
Point
For the
differential.
week.
My bad.
Our defense ain't playing well.
So playoff picture right now. If the playoffs were to start right today, it would be Tiberias versus you guys.
Okay.
It would be Sabra versus Bir Seb'a. It would be Tulkarem versus us. Very tough matchup there, in my opinion. Baysan versus Ajjur. So good games all around. Now, given that Shatila lost, they moved down one. And so it wouldn't be Tiberias. It would actually be you guys against Shatila in the playoffs.
Okay.
If it were, actually no, you guys would also move up one for the win. So you guys would actually play Sabra, I think, right? Because these
The
two
first
switch.
we played against,
Yeah, it also depends
It would
on
be Sabra, yeah.
A lot
you
can
guys
change.
and Bir Seb'a too. Though.
Yeah. So a lot can change in the next couple
Yeah.
weeks,
Yeah.
but if it were to start today, that's
Right,
kind of how it
facts.
would look like,
Yeah.
And we're really gearing up 2 weeks until playoffs. So that's very interesting. But let's take a look at this week's matchups coming up. So first up, we got Baysan versus Ajjur. Do you guys recognize the teams? Let me know if you guys want me to click into them. We can take a look at them.
Baysan, I definitely do.
Yeah.
Ajjur, I don't.
Ajjur is the team that got those extra players from
Okay,
Yazur.
okay.
So they're the team that
We
just
played
lost
last
against
week.
Nazareth. Yeah.
We're playing in week 10, I think. We haven't played them yet.
Oh,
I don't
interesting,
think so, from what I understand. Because we don't play two teams each year?
One team. Yeah.
One
This
team?
season, yeah.
Oh, so now we play Akka. So we did play them at one point. I'm sure. Maybe last game this week. Okay.
Wait, let's see. You guys are Haifa,
Yeah.
and you guys are
Yeah,
against
so-
Shatila and Ajjur. Yep.
Yeah,
so
so
the
we
last
played
2
them,
weeks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can play them.
Yeah, so that's an interesting match. So Baysan and Ajjur, I'm gonna take Ajjur for this one. I think if they have their full strength, they have a really talented lineup. They play hard. Baysan, they're just inconsistent in my opinion. If they can stay consistent, they look a lot better. But this is really also going to change how it looks in the playoffs because they're tied in the playoffs right now.
Yeah.
Or I mean the standings right now. What do you guys think?
I'm gonna go Baysan. I'm gonna go, especially if I don't know, I remember his name, but the scorer's back number one, I think. He's tall, he can shoot.
Baysan. Oh, Baysan.
Yeah, so if he's playing and Big Moose is playing the way he did last week, and,
Yeah.
they have the center who gets it to every rebound,
Yeah.
I think they bounce back. I think they found what works for them at the end. Now you mix in a guy that can score. I think they get back in the win column this week against a tough team.
I agree.
Interesting.
I'll go Baysan too.
Baysan,
for
alright.
that reason. If he comes back, then it's a problem.
I just think the dynamics also shift when you have. It's like some of it's dynamic. It's not just like you add. It's
Yeah.
addition. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? And
yeah,
it's
yeah.
something like different as well.
It could be addition by subtraction.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's true.
So that makes sense.
Yeah, let's see how it turns out though. All right, next game, Tiberias versus Bir Seb'a. That's a tough one. It's going to be Tiberias is Messiah, tall,
Okay,
wholesome,
okay,
yep.
okay.
And you have Bir
Oh,
Seb'a,
it's
the
a good
team you
game.
guys just played
That's
against.
gonna be a
That's going to
sick
be
game.
very interesting, I think, because you also got Battle of the Bigs there down low.
Yeah.
You also have two really small but really talented guards on both teams. Then you have Enes as well and Bir Seb'a. Damn, this is and Tiberias has Wahid. I think this is probably one of the matchups of the week here. This is going to be very interesting to see how it looks.
I guess I'll go first.
Oh wait! I'm sorry. I said Tiberias. I said Tulkarem. That's Tulkarem. This is Tiberias. This is different. This is Mahruz Singer who dropped. Singer who dropped 40. I'm sorry. I read it wrong.
Okay.
Okay. So Tiberias versus Bir Seb'a. Okay. What do you guys think? I take Tiberias. They're a very talented team. Bir Seb'a has heart, and they're very. I don't think it's gonna be a blowout. I think it's gonna be close. But I think I see Tiberias taking the win.
Tough. Considering we just played Bir Seb'a and they played pretty well, and they want to win really bad too.
Yeah,
true.
I'm gonna go with them. I think they're coming. The other team's coming over a pretty bad loss. I mean, they played really well.
Yeah.
I think they had a close game from what I remember.
For Tiberias, you're saying?
Yeah. Their last game was close.
They only lost this one game since they got Omar Singer.
Okay, then
What's the record with them since?
4-1, 3-1, something like that. Let me see.
3-1.
They got him first week against Baysan. 3-1.
Okay, fair enough. I'll go Bir Seb'a because I think they just really want to win. I just felt that from them. That's the reason why.
I feel that.
Damn, it's definitely close because Tiberias has ballers too.
Very great
Yeah.
team. Good team.
Yeah.
No.
I'm gonna go with the favorite here. I'm gonna go with Tiberias.
Okay, fair enough. Next game, Tulkarem versus Areeha. This is also going to be interesting. I can't go against Areeha in good faith again. I'm gonna just have to go Areeha. They keep proving me wrong here. I don't want to. I'm gonna take Areeha for this one.
I'll take him as well. I'll make
Shout out Amar Abbasi.
Who's Tulkarem again?
Tulkarem is the one with Messiah and Sopan.
Yeah.
It's gonna be.
I'm gonna go with the ups. I'm gonna go with Tulkarem.
Yeah, it could be for sure.
Yeah,
They're definitely
with that kind of player. You can win anything.
No, honestly though, what are they gonna do? They have they have Lively and Gafford, but what are you gonna do? Like,
thing is,
that's why I'm picking them.
They're strong though.
Yeah,
So
it's like Lively and Gafford, and then you got Wemby.
Exactly. Yeah. If you can get that if you can get that jump shot down too, because he's around the paint a lot. But I'll go with the upset.
Okay. What do you got?
No, I'm gonna go with Areeha. I think
Areeha as well.
Yeah.
And then Haifa and Shatila, you guys take the win. Congratulations. Don't not show up. What if they show up? They said last week that they weren't going to show up.
Damn.
So what happens?
Well,
you know what? I'll talk to them and I'll figure out for sure. I'll figure out I'll text you guys. So I'll make sure for sure.
Because we want to play.
Because I want to make it official. I don't want you guys to drive for no reason. But if you did come, the court will be open. You guys will be able to do scrimmages. Players will definitely be there to play for sure.
Fair enough.
So if you wanted.
Definitely play though. Show up if you
So like the court will be empty because that game is right. So
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So honestly, my game is at the end here. I might actually no, I won't. My game's at the last, so I'm not gonna.
Yeah, you do double there.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
I don't blame you.
All right. Last set of games. Akka versus Sabra. I'm gonna take so for Sabra, I heard that Hamil Banna and Aboudi are not showing up this week. So two of their players, so AB Mahmoud and Mohamed Banna, are not going to make it.
Okay.
So they're definitely down players here for this game. I'm going to take us because I have to.
I'll take you guys too. I like what I saw in the first half. They're missing. It's number 77. Looks like was actually probably one of their better players. They kind of built their team around him. I feel as if I'll take you guys.
Wait, I think he's
76. He's the one that hit the first play of the game after the jump ball.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I remember that play.
And they're missing his brother too. They're missing
just his one.
Okay,
Just one.
Okay. Y'all, I feel like y'all are due, right? I see your brother after the game. It's like, damn, we lost again. It's like it looks like you guys just. I feel like you guys are a few plays away, just like us. So I'm gonna rock with y'all. Not just because I'm here.
I love it. I appreciate that.
But, I think that.
I think this might be the first time in pod history that everyone is going for us. I appreciate that.
I'm full on the Akka boat.
See, you know what it is? They're missing a really good player too.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
I think you guys will game plan accordingly, and I think you guys will just kind of take the advice that one of the guys on the other team gave you. Just don't just force the play.
Let it naturally
take that advice. I think you guys will be fine because you guys have some scores too.
We technically shouldn't be going for you because seating wise, but it's okay. Take it up.
All right, next is the matchup of the week, man. Yazur and Nazareth. This is gonna be fun to watch for sure. This is gonna be insane.
As intense as it gets.
This is. I'm gonna take Nazareth.
Wow.
I'm gonna take Nazareth. This is technically the upset because Yazur still hasn't lost.
Right, because it's a forfeit.
They're only at a forfeit. Yeah. I'm gonna take the upset. Shout out Montaka. I know you guys watch this and you take this personal, but I'm gonna take the upset here. You beat us a little too bad last game.
Can you click into Yazur?
Yeah.
I just want to get a base.
And honestly, Surakata wasn't there in the game against us last week. And he's a good player too. He's tall, great defender, can score. It's like, look at www.
The forfeit though.
Yeah.
Damn. 81 points one
Bro,
week.
points per game first. Points
Wow.
allowed first. Assists per game
This is
first.
a 12 o'clock game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Staying for it? If you come.
Potentially, yeah. Honestly.
Our scrimmage.
Yeah.
Who you got?
I'm gonna take Yazur. I think they figured out basically how to win. They have their formula. They're gonna pressure the ball handlers. I haven't seen them really play it like that. I only watched your game, but I like what I saw, so I'm gonna take them.
I feel like Nazareth is in a lot of close games, right?
Yeah.
Are they blowing out teams? I feel like I don't see them blowing out teams.
Won by 2. Here they
Okay,
won by
I saw one-
14.
I saw
Won
it-
by
okay.
9.
12,
12. Lost by 1. Win by 6. Won by 16.
26. 26.
Yeah, 26. You're
Yeah,
right.
yeah. I mean, nah, they're just a very solid team.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Yazur.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Yazur.
All right. Those are all our predictions.
So here are your top plays of the week. Like that?
Yeah.
Missed last week, so we got an extra long episode for you guys today. Take a look at this. Is it a dunk? Is it not? But it is impressive. What a finish by Messiah Antwi. Number 14, Muhammad Al-Banna with the fake pass and dish down low. You couldn't have orchestrated that one better. Take a look at that. He's wide open right under the rim. Number 13, you got Ilyas here with the lefty lay. Tough finish there on Abdul Traore. He couldn't have guarded it better, but what are you going to do? Number 12, we got Omar Osmani with the half spin and go to the tough finish. It looks way better in slow motion. Take a look at this. Where are you reaching, Isa? Left you in the dust. Number 11, yours truly. I pick up the steal, hand it to my guard. Pull up to the wing there. He sees me, rewards the steal, gets the wide open 3, and it's good. Number 10. Big rebound there and cross-court pass to Shafiq. Behind the back to Omar Mana. Take a look at that. Unbelievable. Made it so easy for his teammate there. Number 9, Dinesh takes the steal, takes it cross-court, takes the contact. Should have been an and 1 if you ask me. Take a look at this one in slow motion. Masterful with the finish. Number 8, this is the Baysan that came back from that hole. Take a look at the pass as it goes all the way around. Take the drive, the cutting Hikmat, and the beautiful kick right back out to Big Moose. Wide open 3, and he hits it. They're not like this all the time, but when they are, it's a sight to watch. Number 7, buckle up, guys. Ahmad has some crazy plays in this top 15. Take a look at this cross. He takes it up, circus shot, and 1 with the finish. This was insane. The touch around the rim is crazy on this one. Take a look at the next one here, too. It's wild. Number 6, Ahmad goes around, wrap around, behind the back pass to an open Sammy who gets an and 1 finish. One more time in slow motion here. Take a look at that pass. Perfectly placed. Couldn't have asked for a better delivery. And the tough finish there by Sammy. Now take a look at this. This look familiar, anybody? Number 5, Ahmad is not done yet, folks. Take a look at him threading the needle right there to Sean, cutting baseline and hitting the turnaround jumper there. Number 4, Haifa taking this win with the power of friendship. Take a look at Elton getting that steal, getting it to Osama. Back to Elton, fake the shot, down to Dasar for the finish. You couldn't have written it better. It's a perfect 3-on-2 getaway there. And they make it look easy. Number 3, this one's Steph Curry-esque, everyone. Take a look at Shafiq with the turn before he even saw that it went in. Unbelievable. There goes that man. Speaking of threes, take a look at number 2, Showtime Zayed. This was his second 3 back-to-back off the dribble late in the game to keep his team into it, but unfortunately it wasn't enough. And your number 1 player of the week, it's the Haifa boys. Take a look at Elton getting the dagger in there with the and one and the celly. Take a look at that one more time. Look at the bobblehead celly right there. He's taking that win in style.
All right, welcome back from Top Plays. Hope you enjoyed that. The announcements still haven't come back to me, but I will probably come back and edit it, honestly. I'll just figure it out. But yeah, I mean, get to your games on time. We don't want to start late. It really screws it up for everybody. For sure, wash your jerseys. For sure. Oh, I remember now. Okay.
Let's go.
Okay, so basically, if you are a certain number on the website and you come into the game and you have a different number on your jersey, it is your responsibility to come to the stat keepers and figure that out before the game starts. If you guys are late, whatever it is, and you didn't tell us, you will automatically get a jersey penalty. I don't care if I have to do it at half the game because it screws up the stats for the entire game. So you need to, if your number does not match the website or if you're using a different jersey or whatever it is, and you don't let us know, that is a jersey penalty, 100%. So we will definitely attribute that, whether you're at the beginning of the game, halftime, whatever it is. So please let us know. Let us take care of it so that we don't miss other stats. Because again, if we're shouting out number 1 because it says that on the tablet, and you're number 83 or whatever, or 67 or whatever number you are, then it messes things up. So come to us, talk to us, let's straighten it out, and then we'll get us going. Besides that, I have no announcements. Thank you guys for coming. You guys were absolutely great guests for sure.
Thank you, brother. It was a pleasure. Seriously.
Elton and Dasar,
Thank you.
congratulations on you guys' win. Hope to see many more.
Back-to-back wins.
Absolutely.
Nothing confirmed, but
Yeah, I will.
Bittersweet, you want to win, but you
Absolutely.
I definitely want to play because you look forward to it all week.
Yeah.
So, appreciate it again. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem, guys. All right. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.